See that peak out there? I believe that's El Cajon Mountain. And I have a video on it, but we are going right up that shoulder. I think I'm pointing in the right place. It looks not doable from here. It looks very steep and rocky. Apparently it's class 3 and 4. It's the south arete, or the south ridge of El Cajon Mountain, which leads you up on the plateau, and then eventually you can get all the way to the summit if you want, or you can just go up to the plateau. But that's the adventure we're going on this morning. So I think here's our route up, right there, right up this ridge. Looks pretty rocky, looks pretty fun, looks a little steep up at the top, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. All right, so we are parked. So the summit's well beyond of the actual mountain, but I think we're just gonna get up there. I don't know if it means anything. Then we could walk flat another mile or mile and a half across the top to the summit, but we need to cross a river and bang a left and then cut right up that rib that you're seeing. So there are other cars here. Apparently there's some rock climbing routes that have gotten popular. Okay, so if you walk a little bit down the road, there actually is a trailhead. So there's a little use trail here with this nice little footbridge. Of course, there's no water. All right, so a couple 100 feet up right by the tower, you hit a road, and we're gonna bang a left, and I think just get up to that shoulder and then go straight up. All right, so we are under the second tower. We came from that first tower and the road's way down there. So we just came up a little bit, and I don't know, the rib's gonna sort of get convoluted because there's one over there, but I think we're going straight up this one. All right, well, we've come up steeply, I don't know, 300 feet from that tower at least. And now we're starting to hit boulders. So there's some use trails. They probably split up. So I'll take the one where I see more footprints, but I honestly just wanted to go straight up. But it looks like there's kind of a path over here. So if I see path and footprints, I'll take that, even if it's a bit off the ridge. But it would be more fun, I think. This is super steep. All right, so continuing to hammer up. Are we in the right place? I don't know. We're up another 200-300 feet from my last check-in. It's gotten rocky, so I don't know if the trail bends around, but I might as well just head straight up this thing. Well, this is gonna make it a little bit more challenging. Yeah, pretty steep here. Still class 2. Looks like I can use maybe some of this dirt. Or maybe that's where I'm supposed to be anyway. So there's some type of reservoir out here, and I don't think we're halfway up yet, but maybe getting closer to it. So there's a little lunch counter. I passed a big rock called Lunch Rock, and located a use trail again. So for now, still on kind of a use path, just hammering up. A little baby 30-second break there, but now we are on the up and up again. We will be for a long time. All right, starting to get a little more rocky. I think we're gonna bend, you know, avoid some of this tougher borderline class 5 stuff and just go up what looks like a gully or crack through these big rocks. Footprint. So far, so good. And I see footprints sometimes in the dirt, other times that might be a cairn. But it's kind of like just follow the ridge and take the path of least resistance, but there's always going to be multiple ways up and down. So in some places there are these black arrows, so it kind of makes sense. You don't want to go up the more vertical sections. So generally it's the second one I've seen now. So my guess is we want to bend up and stay on the ridge, but in theory maybe you drop down and bend around. I don't know. This is something you gain with experience doing this. There's a cairn down here, so I'm gonna say we drop. This is probably like a little false bump. All right, so I just got myself into a bit of a pickle. I think I'm too low, but I'm climbing up somewhat of a challenging section. I think I'm up it a little like class 4 to 5 chimney. So according to the GPS track, I'm too low. But I did follow that cairn down, so I'm a little confused. Let's peek through and see what we have. Yeah, so we gotta get up. So I'm an idiot. I'm in the wrong place. So, little detour. It looks like we can just regain it here rather than go down in this mess. So, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hopefully be able to get back up to the true ridge proper here. So, went too low. So my first piece of advice so far is, when in doubt, stay high. So we've hit kind of a head wall section. Do we crawl through that crack? Do we climb up here? Should I be around somewhere? Probably. This is actually a challenging move to get up here. So I think I'm probably in the wrong place. There's a, oh yeah, I probably want to go right here. There's always an easy way if you poke around. So there's a cairn here that should have alerted me to go up this way. So you can see this is just easy. Class 2 basically. So this should go at least for a little bit until we hit our next obstacle. We're getting up there, probably 3/4 of the way up. Maybe more even, maybe 80%, but I haven't looked. So I don't know, it looks like we're hitting a false bump, and still I can see the summit or the plateau block looming high above. So let's get you at least a view of it. Yeah, it's actually not that much further. Looks like we want to stay left maybe up there, but unsure. Alright, so we have another black arrow. We have an orange flag. It honestly looks to me like you could bend left of this rib or just go straight up it. So I don't think it matters then at the top. Looks like maybe you have to cut left to get on top, but I don't know. So we've gone up this steep gully instead of being on top of the rock, which may be a mistake. But I've hit this like overhanging section, which when you're down there, it's got all this dirt on top, so it's pretty difficult. And you know what? It's actually going to be pretty difficult here because I don't have any handholds. So I don't know the best way up this, to be honest. This is going to be a very, if I had a handhold, I could just pull myself up, but it's like there's a, you know, a good 10-15 foot drop here, so I don't know the best way. I think I got to go over there and just kind of shimmy my way up. It's not going to be pretty, but I think that's what I got to do. So let's just let's show it to you. It's very awkward because it's like it's overhanging and it's like pushing you out, and like I said, there's all this dirt on this. So yeah, I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to be at all. Probably not, but all right, that's the move. You get your foot over here. You know, not an easy move. It's not going to be an easy move for everyone. It wasn't particularly easy for me either. But yeah. And there's an arrow here, so I guess maybe that was the crux move. Let's look up and reassess here. Probably just want to keep heading straight up this gully, I'm guessing. So it's pretty loose and steep, but we knew it was gonna steepen up higher. So yeah, let's just keep going up this way for now. And I'll check in, so the crux move, that arrow right there. So we've hit kind of this rock block that I saw from the top. And my hunch is to wrap around to the left, but this could be completely wrong. Maybe. Yeah, we can keep getting up here. There was a black arrow a little bit down, but I haven't seen another one yet, so. This looks like someone came here. These dirt little gullies that go through the boulders are usually your ticket, so yeah, it looks like we're kind of popping out, so let's assess again. So I don't think it matters now. I'm thinking bend left. But I don't know. I think we're almost up though. This might be it. Just in case this is the top, I'm gonna record, so I bent left up here. No idea. I was actually told I should bend right at the top, so I am ignoring that. I wouldn't call it a warning, but that was the beta. There's all these stupid plants in the way, but they haven't been. The vegetation hasn't been too bad. I think a fire, seems like a fire at some point cleared a lot of it out, so I'm interested to see if this is going to put us up or if we got more to go. It's incredibly steep, which I think I've told you multiple times so far. Whew. Let's just keep it rolling for you. See what we find. It's gonna be a bear getting down. We're starting to top off. Unsure. Let me keep going. Hold on. All right, so I was basically on the verge of topping out. It just gradually keeps going up, and you're going through brush, so I lost whatever use trail there might have been. Looks like there probably is one. So where are we gonna go? Unsure. Let's just keep walking for a little bit. By the way, right now from the car, 1 hour 10 minutes. So, you know, maybe it was an hour 6 or 7 when I started to top out. And if you take away the route finding, I would say if you're hitting an hour flat or under an hour, that's pretty good. You're moving. But I'm at an hour 10 right now. So think about what I expected here. All right, so I think we could easily walk over and summit that. But, so I think I misspoke. I think that's El Cajon. And maybe that is what's called El Capitan on the map. Or maybe that is. But I believe straight ahead is your high point of this area, and I think of the county, San Diego County. So this little rock formation is kind of the local, yeah, it's kind of the local high point of this plateau. So I might call it here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So for those of you Phoenicians, that's kind of like a steeper version of Flatiron, I would say, but similar. Pretty cool. All right, so we're about to drop off this thing. It's about to start to get steeper. I've checked on the map. Everything kind of looks the same up there. So you want to make sure you're going off the right area. So I don't know if that's between these rocks or not. Okay, well, I was actually too far left. And if you go over here, there's a thing that says stop. I don't know why you would stop here. And there's the thing that says view, you know, if you get on this rock, and then there's an arrow down here. So clearly I'm near where someone wanted to mark the route was. So let's just roll with this, although I don't think I went by this, because they definitely didn't see view stop or this arrow. So all sorts of goodies. I think this is maybe where I bent left. Yeah, I think I bent left around this cliff, but apparently the route wanted you to go right. So either way goes, it was easy the way I went as well. But now we're gonna, I believe, start to go that way. And there's our, I think this is our rib here, but then it splits, so then I think we're gonna stay left. So down, left. All right, this is super steep and loose in some parts, so just be careful. This is, I think it's gonna be your crux move down. Yeah, so let me just, it's a lot of loose rock here. So let me just be careful here. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is, okay, so here's the move. Lean into this, get your right foot down here, and then I'm, okay. Got it. Right foot there. You're still leaning out. I have both hands. I need both hands. I made that probably much more difficult than I needed to, but it's not a trivial down climb move. It was easier up once I figured it out, but yeah, you're just kind of leaning and threatening to like face plant, fall face first, belly first into this gully, which isn't a good feeling, and it's loose and you don't have great holds. You're just kind of using bearing or opposing forces. So we have a snake. It's like black and white striped or black and yellow striped. So follow up, I'm still in the same place. You don't want to go off this. This is a separate rib. You want to cut and go off this rib. So if you look, there's different ribs. So this is what I'm talking about. If you're not paying attention, you'll just end up going the wrong way. So if anything, I actually think I want to be higher here. Yeah, so let's get back on this. This looks like some potential footprints, maybe mine even. Let's cut over to this rib, and I think we're gonna start heading down here. But again, I could be completely wrong. Yeah, see, so these are two separate ribs here. You want to make sure. So there I can see the tower, so this is the correct one. I've verified now with sight and with map, but you can't see from up above, so this would be semi-challenging if you didn't have the map to go off of. So I don't even remember this part, but maybe you forget stuff quickly. I was just on like this exposed rock, and you're right on the rib proper. And now that I'm thinking about, maybe I was on this, but I don't remember it exactly. So it's fine. Yeah, I must have been on this with all these arrows. But so there are arrows lower down. Now the question is, do I go down here or do I stay on the rib? The ridge? I don't know. Probably either one. There were a lot of parts where I wasn't up on the ridge proper, which I don't know if that was correct or not. So remember I had to drop, remember I dropped down and bent around here and I was like, oh, I'm too low. I think this was that part. So we're gonna investigate. There's footprints here, so I think high is where you want to be, even though there was a low cairn. And here's an arrow. So yeah, I think you want to stay high. There's that low cairn right there, and that's what told me to drop low. But I should have been up here, I guess, because I did have to drop and then regain a bunch. So different ways to do things. But yeah, stay high, like I said at the time. I think you want to stay high, although now I'm probably about to get cliffed out. I think I want to go down this crack. Let's just go down this crack right here. This is contained, safest. So yeah, pop up on the ridge. When you see that low cairn, that very nice looking cairn that's got a pointy one on top, I'll show it to you again. Yeah, not obvious to come up here. I wish there would have been another marker. Maybe there is and I just didn't see it. See that cairn here? Arrow. So I saw that cairn and I was like, oh, maybe I need to drop and wrap around, and that's what I did. But you want to get up right there. So just keep that in mind if you do this. How do I get down here? I hit 3,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, so thank you for all of you that watch the videos. And if there's ever anything, any hike you want me to do that's accessible to me, I'm happy to do it if it's in an area I'm in. So please, the more you like, comment, share the channel, all that, hype the videos. There's some hype video feature now. I think that's just on mobile devices. The more you can support in whatever manner you can, not monetarily, just by liking, subscribing, leaving comments, engaging. I'll always respond to all the comments. That's the more stuff I can do and the more I can help this channel grow. I really feel like this is the best channel out there. I think I have the most diverse content, and I'm always doing stuff all over the place and incredibly hard, like all, very difficult hikes obviously as well. So if there's something you want to see, let me know, and I'm happy to, my phone's making weird noises, happy to try to do it for you. Alright, had a couple slips, not caught on camera, but don't look now, but we are almost down to the higher tower. So it'll still go down somewhat steeply a little bit more, but we made it back right before you hit Tower 1. There's this use trail. I think there's another one there. It's crazy to think we were just up there and higher beyond, like less than an hour ago. So we'll be down to the car in 5 minutes here or so. It'll be pretty cruiser. Maybe a little steep right here, but then and we're back. We crossed the raging river, and here we are on the road. And let's hope, yeah, the car's still there. I could have parked at the end. I don't know why I parked the furthest spot, but anyway, that was well, gaining the shoulder of El Cajon, not all the way to the summit, but the South Ridge. Highly recommend it. I was gonna say sort of comparable to the Eldon Slabs, but I would say the Eldon Slabs has more technical moves and you're on rock almost the whole time, whereas you're on a lot of dirt there. So kind of similar in gradient to the Eldon Slabs. So we were just up there, didn't go all the way to the El Cajon summit, whatever you call that shoulder. Maybe it's called El Capitan, but I think that's another summit, so unsure. But good little hike. Let's check the time. We're at 2:15 all in. If you eliminate some navigation things, probably could have been about 2 hours. And then I was on the top for a little bit, but